What's up? What's up, everyone? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video. Yes, let's go live. Let's have a little live action. I am eating some pasta. This reminds me of, when you fly on an airplane and they, go around and serve everyone. And they, usually have some like frozen TV dinner type thing. That's what this is. Trinity, time travels. What's up? Stephanie, what's good? Alex, you was just about to text me. What's good, Alex? What's going on, bro? I got some corn back here in my Instapot. I'm about to pull out, eat some corn in a minute. Vegan pasta, yes, from Trader Joe's. I got good news for you. Ooh, text me, yo. Or send me like a voice message and I'll listen to it with my headphones. Okay, you'll text me after the show. Cool. What do you think about the 10-year yield dropping massive today? I don't know. We're in a scary market right now, yo. But we've been saying that all last year. Yeah, but I don't know. And also, oil prices hit what, a 7-year high today? Oil prices hit. Okay, once I get home, I got you. Yo, you wanna go live later? You wanna be in my chat, Alex? Later. What's good, bro? Looters hitting Neiman Marcus and that stuff. Yeah, that was yesterday. I went by that Neiman Marcus a couple times since then. It just looks just as normal as any other day. Okay, cool beans. Cool beans. Aren't you fleeing SF like everyone else? Defund dem cities. Oh, dem cities or democratic cities? Cypress Cherry in the house. You win the stream tonight. This is gonna be a good night to stream because whenever you around, you always make it fun, yo. You and your comments and your crazy super chats, you always keep it entertaining in the house. Yo. Like your videos, keep it up. I'm gonna try to live stream like every day. Question. What are you? Are you sharing? I don't know. Are you in San Francisco? Trinity time travels. So question, guys. Next week, I was thinking about doing something pretty damn radical, okay? Next week, I was thinking about I got something stuck in my teeth. Next week, I was thinking about going live streaming for 40 hours next week. What do you guys think about that? When I say go to live stream for 40 hours, hear me out. Hear me out with this. I don't mean a 40-hour live stream. No. I'm not talking about one live stream that's 40 hours. No, 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 no. I'm talking about next week, beginning Sunday, for the entire week, Sunday of this Sunday, and then all the way to next Sunday, live stream for at least 40 hours. Right. So not all at the same time. Not all on YouTube, by the way. Not all on YouTube. And pretty much what it'll be is like I'll have a, you know, this week, Thursday, I think it's gonna be an 8-hour live stream or maybe a 12-hour. We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, but this Thursday we'll definitely have a long live stream. Okay. We'll definitely have one coming up this Thursday. So next week, I was thinking about, doing the 40 hours. And of course, like next Thursday, we would have a really long live stream. And when I say platforms, because I see someone say Twitch here, when I'm streaming to Twitch, I'm also streaming to YouTube, right? So it's like the same. If you watch it on Twitch, it's the same as what you would see on YouTube, right? Now, when I say that it all doesn't have to be, and I also stream to Facebook because some people are watching this from Facebook. I see some comments here from Facebook coming in. But what I was gonna do is I was also gonna like stream on some of the like smaller apps, and then I would tweet out to people and then let people know like what apps I'm streaming on. More importantly, I was thinking of like at least next week. I was actually thinking about starting this tomorrow. At 6:45. No, no, not 6:45. At 6:15 a.m. California time tomorrow. I was thinking about live streaming from the stock market channel. And basically, and this is how I could, get to that 40 hours next week, like pretty easily, right? So I was thinking about live streaming the stock market channel. Okay. What do you think about VTI ETF? Okay, I'll look it up in a minute. Give me a second. Yeah, so I was also thinking about on the new to YouTube channel doing like every morning doing like maybe like a 20-minute live stream on that channel, like right when the stock market opens, right? So that way, like, I could be there talking about stock market. Oh, this and that, this and that. Yo, stock market about to open, right? One reason I'm thinking about doing this is it'll get my ass up. It'll give me something to do early in the morning because Uber Eats been whack lately, yo. Like it's been not even worth it, right? Yo, thanks, cool YT 3000 for the super chat, yo. Yo, thanks for the super chat. So I was thinking about starting that tomorrow. So if you guys are not following me on the stock market channel, I will put I'll put the Twitch and the stock market channel in here. Why is the Twitch channel not in my whoa? The Twitch channel was not here. Oh, my Twitch name is 901 Cali. My Twitch name is gonna be the same. Is here. If you guys want to catch me at 6:30 in the morning, some meet Kevin, kind of live streams with stock market. Yeah, so it kind of like that, but not exactly. Let me go back up. About 4 a.m. here in Namibia. Windhoek. Good evening. Good evenings. What are your favorite stocks? We can get in that into that in a minute. Yeah, so what do you guys think of that? I thought about, checking out the stock market in the mornings because a lot of times I'm usually up in the mornings, like looking at the stock market, but I'm just doing it in bed and I'm just doing it by myself. So I thought about to spice up that channel because I'm not really buying any stocks right now. I'm kind of buying more crypto than anything. So it's kind of hard to have content for the stock market channel when you're not buying stocks. Favorite stocks. Favorite stocks. I like Oatly right now. I like Oatly. I like Latch. I like Beyond. I would say thanks everyone for watching the stream. You say crypto is boring? Um, Crypto has not been very exciting recently. I I must agree with you on that one. I bought Oatly when it was at 27. I lost 200 today. Yeah, Oatly's down. Yeah, Oatly's definitely down. But I think a stock like that is gonna do. It's just gonna bob and weed. It may go even lower. Um, Latch. Latch is I'll type it here for you. The stock ticker is are you related to 69? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about biking, touring as a way to see other countries? I think that would be kind of cool if you are. I think that's kind of cool if you're doing Europe. I think that's really cool if you're doing Europe. If you're trying to cycle from, you know, in Africa, I don't know about that one. But Europe it's very small. They definitely have the infrastructure. It's kind of easy to get around. The distances are not that far from one country to the next. Someone asked me about another stock here. It was way up here. This is VTI. I'm gonna go look it up really fast. I've never heard of VTI. Okay, so I type it up to Google, and it doesn't just automatically pop up. So that tells me something there. Or no, I typed in that. Never mind, that wasn't Google. I typed it into Microsoft Office, Microsoft search. Okay, this is a Vendex total market index fund. Basically, this is this is a really this is something that is very safe. This is an index fund that maybe I'll share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. It's actually not a bad fund. I'll explain who this is really good for in a second, or I'll just give my opinion. I mean, it's not financial advice, but like I'll just give my 2 cents on who I think this is good for. Okay, so basically, what we have here is just it's a Vanguard total stock market index fund. So this is something like this is basically following like the S&P 500, the Dow, but this is not following the S&P 500 or the Dow. It's basically a stock market index. So let's see what it covers. I want to see what is in this ETF. Holy cow, look at this 10-year graph here. Like this last couple of years is like whoosh. Um, let's see what is in here. I mean, I guess it's just the total stock market, right? Lots of large cap. Large caps are going to be like really big companies, companies that are over $50 billion, big companies. Um, oh, here we go. It has that breakdown right here. This tells you exactly what's in it. This right here tells you exactly what's in it. Hold on. These are the 10 largest holdings right here. Yeah, so these are the 10 largest holdings. And these are some pretty big companies. These are some really big companies. Oh, excuse me. Who this would be good for? You may wonder, let's see what does it pay a dividend or what it is. Mm, I'm sorry, I'm not used to looking at on the Vanguard website, so it's taking me a minute to look and see where these things are. Um, anyone see the yield? I don't see it on here. Is it down here? Well, this is definitely gonna pay a dividend. I mean, with these companies right here on this list, all of these, every single company pays a dividend on here. Well, no, Alphabet doesn't pay a dividend. Amazon doesn't pay a dividend. Facebook doesn't pay a dividend. Berkshire Hathaway does. Chase does. Tesla doesn't. Johnson and Johnson, I'm not for sure they pay a dividend, but that would be one of those companies that would pay a dividend. Also, United Health Group. I'm not for sure if they pay a dividend, but that sounds like a company that would pay a dividend. It would be really cool to see Google pay a dividend. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why Google is not paying a dividend now. Like they're big enough to do it, you know. Let me go back over here to y'all. Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna tell you what this is good for. This is really good for someone who is not good for the stock market. It's someone who doesn't exactly know what they're doing in the stock market, and someone who don't want to sit around and watch lots of YouTube videos. Someone who doesn't want to say, "Okay, I'm gonna buy Apple. I'm gonna buy Beyond. I'm gonna buy Tesla." Someone who just doesn't want to do that. All right. And let's say you don't want to do the research, because I'm gonna keep it real. Everyone don't want to do the research. Like everybody is not trying to be a millionaire. Some people just want to save and then invest a little bit of money so they can have a little bit for the future, right? This is a pretty good fund for that. This is a really good fund for that. But the thing about this fund here is it's you got a lot of exposure. You got a lot of exposure. And if we look for last year, yeah, we this was great last year. 41%. This was great. But there's just so many other stocks we could literally type in that did way better last year. I'm just gonna randomly type in. Let's see what Apple did for the course of a year last year. Apple did 52%, which wasn't that much better, but it's still better. Let's see what Tesla did for the year. 137%. It's definitely fallen off from its highs of about $900. But then let's look at a company Facebook. Up 46% for the year. Facebook wasn't too glamorous of a stock last year, but it looks like Facebook is about to have some really good days up ahead. Look at this right here for Facebook. 1.00 T. That's $1 trillion market cap right there. That is a trill. I'm actually not. I really don't have much exposure to Facebook. I think I have like 3 shares of Facebook or something. I want to do a screenshot of it on the Robinhood app because that's dope that it says a trill. It's pretty cool. Let's look at Ford stock. Ford stock for the year up 136%. What about GM? Holy cow! What the fuck? Oh, I thought. Well, you guys, I thought that was saying that GM was 199. I was gonna say, really, it's jumped that much? Gosh, Cruise Automation is really making up a chunk of their profits. And yeah, yo, I don't know if this is true, but I hear that Cruise Automation. If you live in San Francisco, you know what Cruise Automation is. It's those driverless cars that drive around with all the cameras on top. I heard that if it wasn't for Cruise, GM would still be like a $30 stock right now. And Cruise Automation is adding all this market share to them. What about um AT&T? Now this is one that hasn't went anywhere for the past year. Yeah. That's one that has been in the toilet, yo. For the past year, you've actually lost money. Like you down. Look at them for the past 5 years. Yeah, that's AT&T for the past 5 years ago. They are in the commode. Apple and Microsoft are worth 2 trillion each. Yeah, but what I'm saying is Facebook just got the Jermaine, what are your favorite eateries in the Bayview? Man, for the most part, like I don't really just go out to eat in the Bayview. Usually when I go to the Bayview, I just go to my boo's house and then like I just leave. It's just a little Chinese spot we go to in the Bayview, but like usually I let my boo do all the talking, and a lot of times I'm at the house and my boo go out and get the food and stuff, and I'll like just chill there. But for the most part, like I don't just like I'll go to the Bayview, but I don't just chill in the Bayview because it's like I'm just a downtown type guy. Like I don't really chill in other neighborhoods. I'm always like in Soma somewhere. You make it seem so easy to invest. Um, I try not to make it seem so easy to invest, but like it is investing is not the hardest thing in the world. Like people like they kind of make it out to be, but it's not. It's not. So I. Something that I found out about stocks that I thought was really dope back in the day when I was, starting off and I was trying to figure out like what to buy, what to buy. So basically look at this. So you look at Tesla right here. And if we come down and look at this number here. So this is the market cap. This will tell you a lot of information about a company, right? Now, in the case of Teslas, this is really freaking hot, right? That's really freaking hot. But there's another company that I was investing in called Blink Charging, right? But Blink Charging, I was gonna sell out of Blink Charging. And I'm gonna tell you why I did not sell out of Blink Charging. So I made like a shit ton of money off Blink Charging, like enough money to buy some Teslas, right? But the thing about Blink Charging is it went up so much in the past year. Basically, I got this stock when it was like $2. Like it was like $2.15. Like I bought like a bunch of this stock, right? Then once it once it got to like, I don't know, like $10, I was just like, dude, yeah, I just like, 5x my money. Well, now it's like it's went way higher, right? So I was thinking about selling, okay? Because I was thinking, yo, like I just don't think it's gonna go much higher. Like I don't think it's gonna go much higher. Maybe it'll go to $60, right? Maybe it'll go to $100, but I don't think it's gonna do that anytime soon. Just because in the past year it's up 432%, right? So I'm sitting back thinking, I'm looking for a reason to sell it. Because basically, like, I don't have any other stocks to buy. Like, I don't have any other thing that I want to buy. The only reason I really wanted to sell it is because, like, I've held it more than a year. So I was like looking for reasons to sell it. And then, you know what? You know why I didn't sell it? I looked at the market cap right here. I looked at the market cap right here. And when I looked at the market cap, I said to myself, ooh, I think I want to ride this one out. I think I want to ride this one out. When I looked at this market cap, when I start to pay more attention to this number, then I look at this number here and I'm like, this number's small. This number's small. Even if I paid $2, this number is still small because I can see this market cap being a whole lot higher. I can see this market cap 5xing from here easily. More than 5x. Maybe like 6x from here. Yeah, I could see this I could see it still has a long way to go because we got to talk about a couple of things with Blink Charging. Number one, Blink Charging is a company in the EV space, right? And if you guys don't know, the person that's sitting in the White House is all about like electric cars and about the economy and bringing EVs into the economy. So this company here, Blink Charging, can 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 stand to make a lot of money in the future. They could be, the next big gas station, basically. Like they could have chargers all over. So I'm just sitting back like, wow, maybe I really have to expand my vision on this particular stock. Maybe I literally have to expand my vision on this stock because when I started to buy this stock at $2.25, which is my average cost on majority of my shares. I had no idea it was gonna go this fast. I had no idea it was gonna go up this fast, right? I had no idea that it was gonna go up this fast. But but it did. And now I'm just sort of doubting it. But then when I really look at these numbers, I'm like, look, maybe I should just sit back down on the train and get off at a later stop and not just hop right off the train now because I just got on this train, right? And if I hop off now, it might be a bad time to hop off. Does anyone know someone with a 9.9% win rate? I don't know. You made a killing on Blink. Yeah, I made bread on Blink. What stock has been your biggest loss? My biggest loss stock so far has been GoPro. It's been GoPro, yeah. GameStop, I definitely lost some money on GameStop. I just sold a stock today. I lost about $1,500. This was gonna be one of those long-term positions. This was a medical marijuana play, and I ended up selling out because I wanted to free up cash, and I was looking for some extra cash, yo. Like honestly, I was looking for some cash. The stocks I was holding was GGTTF. Yeah, GGTTF. And I was holding them and I sold off because I said that, look, I don't want to hold this one anymore. I want to look at maybe going to Ethereum, moving some more money towards, more money in Ethereum, maybe. But yeah, I'm losing on that one. I sold. I was down 20% when I sold. I had 10,000 shares. I sold 8,000. So I still have 2,000 left. So just in case it like moons and I miss out, at least I still have some shares. And this was like one of them penny stocks that was kind of a little bit higher on the risk side. This was trading at like 52 cents a share. Ask people at Burger King and McDonald's much how much veggie burgers they sell. You can look it up probably. They don't really sell too many. Is Beyond Meat stock worth it or no? So the thing about Beyond Meat stock is Beyond has to grow. They're gonna have to grow. They're gonna have to grow, and they're just gonna have to keep growing. The coronavirus lockdown, it actually hurt Beyond quite a bit. And the reason why I say it hurt Beyond quite a bit is a lot of people, when they try Beyond in restaurants, right? Your average meat eater, I don't know how many people are gonna, go to the grocery store and get their beef, right? And then also get Beyond Meat to try. I think if people try it, I think it happens more in a restaurant because you can go order it at the restaurant, like they're preparing it for you at the restaurant. Um, if you have to prepare it yourself, like for for someone who eats meat, if they have to cook beyond meat themselves, they may freak out. Like they may be like, oh, I don't want to cook it. Like I don't know how it's gonna cook. Will it cook the same? So I say that, like, when restaurants open up and more people try it, maybe it'll take off then. Also, Beyond has actually went up like let me show my screen again. Beyond has went up a little bit. It definitely hasn't went up. Beyond is not like, let's look at a 5-year of Beyond. So if we look at this 5-year of Beyond, what would you change in your 2018 video of investing $1,000? I don't know. I'll talk about that in a second. Something is weird with this because Beyond hasn't been public for 5 years. Oh, okay. Here it is. So I guess Beyond really hasn't went up. But the thing about Beyond is, let's look at that market cap real fast. This is the market cap on Beyond. It's at basically we'll say not $9 billion, right? So when I look at Beyond, for Beyond to 10x, right? For it to go up 10 times, this is gonna have to be $100 billion. Well, not it's not gonna have to be $100 billion. It's gonna be getting close to $100 billion, right? Now, when you compare that to other companies, remember Apple's worth like 2 trillion, Microsoft's worth 2 trillion, Facebook's worth 1 trillion, right? And this here is 9 billion. So this is a whole lot smaller than those companies. So even if this 10x, it would still be, it would be less than $100 billion company, but it would still be way smaller than like some of these other companies out there. So you got to compare it to. Uh, you got to compare it to Tyson Foods, and for some reason, it's not giving me the stock ticker. Here we go. Let's see how big Tyson Foods is now. Ooh, ooh, we. So if we look at Tyson Foods here, this is what I want to start doing. I think this is why I'm gonna start doing the live streams in the morning on the other channel. So check this out. I'm gonna put the other channel here. Oh no, that's not it. I'm gonna post it up. So guys, in the mornings at 6:30, I'm gonna start live streaming on my other channel. At 6:15 a.m. California time. So if y'all in New York, right, that's gonna be like 9:15 your time. Okay. Basically, I'm gonna live stream maybe 30 minutes, like right before the stock market open, and then 40, maybe 15 minutes before the stock market opens, and then 15 minutes after the stock market opens, right? Just do like a 30-minute live stream. Maybe I'll go longer, right? Longer than the 30 minutes. If it's a very entertaining day, like if there's a lot of like, if it's like crashing going on in the markets, or if it's like some news going on in the markets, like maybe I'll make them longer. But this won't be on this YouTube channel. This will be on the stock market YouTube channel, because I don't want to, like with this YouTube channel, I don't want to have like all stock market stuff on this channel. So if you guys want to follow me on that channel, like it'll be early morning live streams for y'all folks on the West Coast. But for you people in New York, y'all gonna be having tea, having coffee. Do you have Roth IRA? I do, but honestly, like I don't contribute to it like I should. Like I should max it out every year, and like I did not max it out last year. But that's okay. Like it's cool. I didn't max it out, but I didn't. I should definitely do that. Okay, but over here to Tyson's Foods. So we come look at Tyson's Food. Wow. It's kind of disturbing to look at Beyond Meat and then look at Tyson Food, because if we look at Tyson Food, it's worth $26 billion. But the crazy, insane thing about Tyson Foods is basically in like every grocery store in the country. They got it on lock. Like they're everywhere. Like they're massive. Like they're in. We're not even going to talk about how many restaurants Tyson Foods are in. This is a massive freaking company, like a multinational corporation. Like this is the real McCoy. People have heard of Tyson Foods. Now we talk about Beyond. I don't know who is Beyond. Like people don't know about Beyond. Um, Let me see. What's another one I was gonna talk about? I don't know. Actually, I know we're talking about stocks, but let's um wow, this is really, really cool. How I can like search for things, but like it doesn't show up on the stream. Because I was gonna talk more about San Francisco right now. Because right now I'm just all talking about the stock market. Um so yeah, what's going on in San Francisco right now? San Francisco is forever dying. Oh wow, hold on, I gotta go to this one. Looters are running wild in San Francisco. Yeah, I guess there's some truth to that. Maybe we can find the video on here. We can watch a video, guys. Okay, y'all want to watch it? Let's watch it.
In less than a minute, 10 individuals ran out of Union Square's Neiman Marcus, their arms filled with high-end handbags, many with the security rope still attached. We do believe that.
Okay, I want to show it, but like it brought up another screen, so I can't do it on that one. Insane, yo. You're saying, are you saying beyond BNY is overvalued because shouldn't it be a fraction of Tyson? Well, okay, the the thing that concerns me about Beyond, yeah, you would think it would be a fraction, but then if you think about Tesla, Tesla is majority of like Tesla's worth more than like all the other auto manufacturers combined. So of course there is gonna be a lot of hype in that evaluation. Like there's gonna like of course it's gonna be more hype. Like look at Ford versus Tesla. Like Ford makes cars like all around the world, right? And they've been making cars for decades, but Tesla is like valued like much higher than Ford, right? So yeah, it kind of makes sense. But the thing with Beyond is I can't see that market cap. I can't see that market cap getting that much bigger. That's the thing with Beyond. I can't see it getting that much bigger. With Blink charging less than $2 billion, I can see it, 5xing. But Beyond, like it's kind of big, for it to 10x. I mean, it's not so big for it to double. I mean, 9 billion, 18 billion, like not that big of a deal, but from 9 billion to 90 billion, like I don't know. San Fran, what's your monthly expenses? Food, shelter, monthly expenses. Not a lot. I usually spend anywhere from $20 to $30 a day on food. Usually, like I'll go and get one meal, like I don't know, $15, $13. And then that'll be for lunch. Like so earlier today I went and had lunch, it was like $13. And then for dinner, I had this bowl, which was like 350. And then I had these corns, which was like $2. So like maybe I'll spend like $20 today on food, right? But then like on a normal day, like I'll eat out like twice. Some people will say, yeah, you spend a lot of money eating out. You spend a lot of money, like you should save all your money. I look at it like this. I look at it like I'm not buying any gas. I look at it like I'm not paying for gas. You know how like people have to, buy gas for their car, they may spend $20, $30 a day. I look at it like, well, I'm not buying gas, so I'm getting food. And then it's also very convenient because it's not like I have to like do the dishes, right? Because that takes time. It's not like I have to prepare the food. That takes time. It's like I just go, pick something up from the store, go pop something in the microwave. Beyond Meat overhead is fairly small compared to Tyson. That's basically what I was trying to say earlier. Like Beyond is so tiny compared to Tyson. It's so much smaller compared to Tyson. I mean, like I say, Tyson is in like every major grocery store. Like they're in so many different restaurants under different labels and different names. And this region, they're this chicken, that region, they're a different chicken, but it's still owned by Foster Farms. Once electric is rolled out in 2035, what's going to happen to people who have gas cars? Are they going to be fun? Okay, so the thing people always ask, what's going to happen to gas cars? What's going to happen to gas cars? That's actually kind of it's kind of a scary question to answer because Who knows how to answer it, right? So let's just imagine. Let's go back in time when people were riding horses, right? There is a famous photo. I don't know the name of this photo. I'm not going to Google it, but basically, I'm going to tell you what this photo was. There's a famous photo taken, and it was a photo taken, and it was in New York. And this photo was lots of horses and buggies. Everybody had a horse and buggy. It was on a main street in New York, and there was one car there, and all these horses and buggies, right? And one car. Well, less than 10 years later, it went from being all horses in one car to it being all cars and one horse. And this happened in just 10 years, like a very short amount of time. Society went from we're going to ride our horses around to we're going to drive our Ford around. Okay. So a lot of people are now trying to wonder, they're trying to figure out, they're trying to imagine, how are we going to go from people driving a car to the car just driving itself and that being the normal thing? And how I think that's going to happen, how I think that is going to happen, I'm going to show you right now. I want to pull it up. I'm going to show you guys. I think it's going to happen just like this. Don't get afraid, everyone. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. I'm going to show you guys because this is some of the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. Let me share my screen. Okay, this is how it's gonna happen. I'm gonna show you guys a couple clips real fast, and then I'm gonna tell you guys how it's gonna go down. This is how it's gonna happen. Let me fast forward just right a little bit. So you may wonder what's gonna happen to cars. Well, I'm gonna show you this, and then I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen to cars. So before I show you this, I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to show you. This right here is a Tesla, and I want you guys to pay close attention. As you can see the pedals here on the floor. This is the brake, this is the gas, and then you can also see the wheel. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to this. Now, if you live in San Francisco, this is a very tricky intersection. This is tricky for a human driver, okay? But just look at how this car handles this. And I'm gonna tell you what's about to happen to all the other gas cars on the road. Watch this.
Because those data sets are now your constraints on the behavior that you are.
Hold on, I'm just gonna go back because I want to show you guys it pull up to it and stop and everything.
To give you what you want. And there's some design that goes into the neural network architecture.
Okay, they're talking about neural net and some super dorky stuff. But the Tesla stops at the red light. Look at this. There's a bus sitting right there. So the Tesla stops. This is full self-driving. Like there's no hands on the steering wheel. Car stops, steering wheel turns. This is San Francisco right here. This is the city with, crazy people running out into the street. This is the city with, idiots on bikes that just run through red lights. This is the city where, you got dogs running out into the street randomly. This is the city where you got, buses, always driving down the street, driving fast, and you got bikers next to it. This is the same city. And this is a car driving with no one, driving it. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a question really fast, but I want to watch this left turn because this left turn, dude, this left turn literally turns me on, like for real. Like my boo turns me on, but this left turn is incredible, yo. Watch this left turn right here. This is a very busy street. Very busy street. Look at all these other cars around. These other cars around, they don't know that this car is driving by itself. Look, he's touching it. Well, he touches it for 1 second. You have to touch the steering wheel every so off, every like minute or so, just so that way the car knows that you're still in the driver's seat. But so you guys may wonder. So, I'll just let this play in the background. Why not? We can talk and I'll just let this play because it's pretty dope to have it playing in the background, right? So you guys may wonder, so what's gonna happen to the normal cars? What's gonna happen to the regular cars? Okay. This is what I think is gonna happen. There's no way that the government is just gonna just let driverless cars just go out and start driving on the street just by themselves. That's not gonna happen. The government's not gonna let that, it's not gonna let it go that way. So how would the government go about this? This is how I think the government would go about this. Check this out. What about this theory, guys? So as you can see, this person is in the driver's seat and the car is basically doing all the driving. Okay. Every now and then he still has to intervene. When there's a parking lot, you still have to intervene. There's certain things you have to intervene with. But let me tell you something. A couple years ago, they had to intervene a whole lot more than the amount that they have to intervene today. Like this video right here, this guy actually drove from the Marina District in San Francisco through city streets all the way to Fremont. Like completely autonomous. Like today. Like not in the future, not in, 100 years from now, not in 50 years, today. No, actually this was on July the 6th he posted this. So this technology is here today. So the way the government would go about it is when it gets to a point where there are so many people sitting in the driver's seat and they're just not driving, right? When it gets to a point, there's so many people sitting in the driver's seat that like it's common to see Tesla people, in the driver's seat, but like not driving. Like it's going to be common. Now, it's not going to just work that way. This is the scary part. This is the part you probably don't want to hear. With Teslas, with the whole autonomous driving, with all the cameras around the car, people always ask this question: if you get into an accident, whose fault will it be? Well, if the car is driving autonomously and it gets into an accident and it's actually the car's fault, well, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny on the company, right? It's going to be a lot of it's going to be a lot of people out like trying to figure out why did this car cause that crash, because these are autonomous cars and they're not supposed to be causing crashes. It's going to be to the point where like whenever you see like a plane crash and you see all these official people come, it's going to be like that when an autonomous car crashes, right? It's going to be a big deal when it's the autonomous car's fault. Okay. Now, the reason why I say when it's the autonomous car's fault, because I believe it's going to get to a point where autonomous cars are going to drive so good and they're going to drive so great that the human drivers will be afraid of the autonomous cars, because the human drivers know if I get into an accident with that autonomous car is going to win. That autonomous car is going to win because that car has so many cameras around it. That car is being programmed. That car is going to win, because with autonomous cars, you don't have to worry about, someone going 60 miles an hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. That's something that a human would do. You don't have to worry about certain things. You don't have to worry about a random U-turn in the middle of the street with cars coming by. That's something that a human would do. Right? So I think it's going to get to a point where people are going to be walking away from their cars, because there's going to be so many accidents with human drivers and driverless cars, that it's going to greatly increase the price of car insurance for non-autonomous cars. And once the price of car insurance increases to a certain amount, people are just not going to drive cars anymore. People are just going to be parking their cars on the side of the road. They're going to be like, fuck this insurance, fuck the gas prices that are, $5 a gallon. And hopefully by that time, people will, do the autonomous taxi. And then we'll see Tesla go to, $5,000 a share. And then we'll all be multi-millionaires, the ones that invested in Tesla. That's me, talking as a Tesla bull, by the way. But yeah, that's how I think it's going to happen. That's how I think it's going to happen. When you think Tesla will be profitable from selling cars? Tesla is already profitable from selling cars, but what a lot of people don't realize is Tesla is building 2 factories. And when you're building 2 factories, that costs a lot. It costs a lot of money. Costs a lot of money. So maybe you should ask this question later. Maybe you should ask this question next year this time when both of those factories are up and running. Because yeah, Tesla do make a lot of money off of those. Tesla makes a lot of money off of selling the tax credits. But basically, all that money they get from selling the tax credits, they use that money to invest in their freaking new companies. So yeah, you can say that they're technically not profitable, but that money that they're freaking getting, they're turning around and investing it right back into themselves. And if they was not building those factories, they would have all of that freaking money. Think about it. They would have all that all that money Chrysler gave them, Daimler Chrysler gave them. Would you get a Tesla? If I left the city, I would get a Tesla. Your car insurance will increase greatly in order for the insurance companies to remain profitable. Yeah, but the thing about the insurance companies and the insurance companies in Tesla is, by Tesla being the car company and being the insurance company, they're going to have data that the insurance companies just can't compete with. Bottom line, they're gonna know. They're gonna have so much data. Like, okay, think about this. Your average insurance company, they don't know how fast you drive. Like, they don't know that. They don't know when you do U-turns in the middle of a busy street. Like, they don't know that information. They only wish that they could know that information. They only wish that they could see that you are going 0 to 60, in the middle of the day in downtown San Francisco on Market Street. Tesla, they can see that information, yo. They can be like, this fool is driving like an idiot in the middle of a busy street. We should go up on his insurance, yo, because this motherfucker might cause an accident and he might cause us a whole lot of money. Your traditional insurance company, they only wish that they could do that. Some of them have some of them got apps that you can download that if you run the app in the background, you'll save money on your insurance. And that's like if you're a safe driver. But that's special insurance. That ain't your normal insurance, yo. And the money Elon and the money from Elon Musk for letting crypto markets too. Oh yeah. Are you following Waymo autonomous developments too? So I'm not exactly following Waymo. I'm not following Waymo and Cruises. Autonomous progression. The reason I'm not is because they're really big on LiDAR. And basically, if you are relying on LiDAR, you basically got a system that is like training wheels. And that sounds bad when I basically say that Cruise Automation and Waymo, their systems built on training wheels. That sounds bad and that sounds unappealing, right? But actually, that's not really bad. That's not really bad because it can still serve a purpose, you know? It can drive around these streets and do a really good job of that, but it just can't do what this Tesla is doing, getting on the freeway all by itself, switching lanes all by itself. Every now and then you'll see him touch the wheel. He's turning up the volume on the steering wheel. Yes, like you'll see them. But this is like city, yo. If Tesla don't build a bus, people will still drive. So the thing about Tesla don't have to build a bus, yo. And the thing about Tesla, like, I don't think that Tesla will be the number one company. Like, I think that Cruise and Waymo, I think that they will serve some sort of purpose. Maybe they specialize in package delivery, or maybe they specialize in some sort of logistics, right? Because think about, okay, when you think about driverless cars, think about like how right now you have a UPS driver, okay? And this is why like what Cruise Automation is doing and what Waymo is doing is great, okay? But like you have a UPS driver. Just think if the UPS truck was autonomous, right? Yeah, just think if the UPS truck was autonomous, like the UPS driver, he could just be in the back of the truck, like getting the packages ready to deliver, right? So instead of like pulling over and like getting the packages, getting pulling over and getting all the packages ready to deliver, you could just load up the truck, right? Load that joint up, and then as you're on the way to the first delivery, you drive 5 minutes to get there. You back in the back, pulling the package, right? Like because you don't have to drive. Like I'm telling you, like when we live in this world, and also I guess when you don't have to drive, you can eliminate the delivery guy. You don't even need him anymore. But then, how would the person get the package like out of the, like if it's a big ass bike that's being delivered, what is it? I don't think it's gonna be a robot, like gonna deliver it from the. I mean, not just yet. Maybe they're working on that. Um, Homeboy, listen to he using Shazam right now. I've watched this video like so many times, yo. Like sometimes like I'll randomly like be like, yo, let's go watch that full self-driving video. And I'll go to my favorite part right here. Well, hey, actually this part's pretty clutch too when he's like just driving in the marina. Like, he's just driving on these streets, just chilling, y'all. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I hope it comes out soon, y'all. Polestar. Who says the Polestar? Tesla is really a software company. Tesla is definitely a software company. So what do y'all think about my crazy prediction about how driverless cars will be on the road? Like, what do you think about pretendingly and just blowing it up? Mm, you think they're just hyping it, the full self driver? They could be hyping it. They could be hyping it. Oh, you talking about yeah, I got the coin. They could be hyping it. I don't know. I really hope this is true. If they're not hyping it, believe me, there's so many companies working on this. Like if they're not hyping it, there's so many companies working on this, yo. It's not just Tesla. Like there's so many Chinese companies working on this. Like I don't think a lot of people realize. Like I don't think a lot of people realize just how big this is. Like how big it is to get a car to drive itself. I think a lot of people are just thinking about, oh, I'm gonna be my job is gonna be gone. My job is gonna be gone. Like, no, yo. This is seriously gonna be a new world. If they can get these cars to drive by themselves, yo, it's gonna be a freaking new world we're gonna be living in. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, though, if they can get these cars to drive by itself, yo, I don't think you guys, I don't even think people have an idea. People don't even have a clue. They ain't even got a clue what that's gonna do for the freaking economy. People ain't even got a clue. The only thing people are concerned about is I'm about to lose my job. I'm about to lose my job. That's what people are concerned about. You know, when the internet first came out, when the internet first came out in the 90s, people were afraid back then. People were afraid of the internet back then. And they were afraid of like the capabilities. That was the 90s, bro. Remember the iPhone came out in what, the like 2000s? 2000, what, 1, 2, right? Like 2000, yeah, like 2002, right? The iPhone came out, right? Now look at it. I mean, you got people on Instagram that make money just posting photos of themselves. I mean, you got people look at all the ways people we are using the internet to make money, right? It got real popular in the 90s, okay? And then the iPhone, it didn't even get invented until like way after the internet, right? And then from the iPhone, just from the iPhone, y'all remember, oh, 2007, okay. Y'all remember when the iPhone, like when it first came out, like it was new, like it was no apps, it wasn't apps like we have today. It wasn't location apps. It wasn't like, I'm sending a high definition video. It wasn't like I'm, streaming from my cell phone and like I'm out in public and I'm streaming. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm telling you, when this happens, dude, when this happens, yo, it's gonna be so big, bro. Like, it is going to be so big. Like the weekends in the city. I imagine the weekends gonna be so crazy, yo. Because think about it. If you got a driverless car and you live in LA and you want to come to San Francisco just for Saturday, just to hang out in the city on Saturday, you could just like get in your car, go to sleep, and the next morning by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, when your driverless car and just pulled up to San Francisco, now y'all at the supercharger, right? And now you're gonna hang out in the city for the day. You gonna sleep in the car. You're gonna hang out in the city all day. You're gonna try not to get your car broken into. Trying to get your phone stolen out your car because they do that in San Francisco. They're gonna steal your suitcases out. But then at the end, well, actually, you ain't even gotta bring your suitcases, yo, because at the end of the day, remember, at the end of the day, you can get back in your car, go to sleep, and your car can drive you all the way back down to LA. And you ain't even gotta have a hotel room. And just think about how many people could do that. Like, we can see the cities like mad packed, yo, and the next day them just be empty. You know what I mean? And then think about all the people. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all something else too. I don't think people even think about this too. Okay, you see what the car is doing. The car is driving between the lines, right? The car is doing it by itself, yo. The car is doing it by itself, not the human. The human can do something else. Just think about that for a second. You gotta let these things sink in because we've been living this world of the non-driverless world for so long that you almost have to envision these things for a minute. You gotta think like, if you didn't have to sit there and fight in traffic all day for 2 hours a day or an hour a day, what else would you do? What else would you think about? Think about it. You can't even think about nothing else because your ass too busy looking at the cars, looking at the traffic, making sure you ain't finna crash. But just to think, if you didn't have to do that, just think about how many more things you can get accomplished. Think about how many more emails you could send. Think about how many more how many more like lyrics you could come up with. I mean, just think about how different the world could be. Think about like instead of you dropping your kids off to school, like, you just walk your kids to the car and your kids like get dropped off at school. I mean, just think like you got some food and you wanna, take your food You want to deliver some food to your friend across town. So put the food in the driverless car and have your friend like just go up to the car and get the food out the car. I mean, anything built by man is due to break at some point. Yeah, I agree. I agree. No, no one group will not self-drive car. Oh, you don't think you guys don't think it's gonna be? It won't be any self-driving cars. Well, let me tell you something. A couple of years ago, I knew people that said that it'll never be 5G because they won't let 5G exist. It's fucking 5G all over the place now. So those people were not. Those people were unsuccessful at stopping 5G. That's what it was. They were unsuccessful at stopping 5G because this 5G exists. If something tells me that people that are trying to stop driverless cars, they're going to be unsuccessful too. Because I think the government is is big on this. I think the government has got their hands in this, yo. This is why I don't think it's gonna go away. Because I think the government knows that, yo, we need this. Like, I think the government knows that, like, we need this. Like, we need to beat other countries to this. I'm not gonna say any countries, but like, they know. Tesla's run over people. Tesla's run people over. They can't drive in weather. It's all hype. You say they can't. You say it's all hype. Okay. When it comes to rain, I could see how. When it comes to snow, I could see how it being a problem. But when it comes to rain, the situation with rain is you're just gonna drive slow. You don't think anyone's gonna buy self-driving? Okay, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. My coin's cooled off. I'll get rid of the Tesla video. It's a waste of technology. I'm car tired. I'm just curious. What do you are you any of you guys familiar with an S curve? Like how a S does this? It starts off here, and then it goes up, and then it goes up, right? But it goes in an S. Oh my gosh. Well, but I don't think we are far. We are so far away from full self-driving cars to the point no human is needed, and we will be able to get past all the edge cases that could occur from other humans. I don't know about that. I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close. And then I think we're getting close, y'all. I'm not saying that. Look, okay, hear me out. Hear me out with this. That's one car. That's one car doing that. That's one car. That's not every car on the road. Okay, that's not every car on the road. I didn't say every car tomorrow was going to be driverless. That's one car doing that, yo. I think it's just a matter of time. It's a waste of technology. So I guess you sound like the type of person that would say instead of spend money on technology, we should, you know, clean the oceans and make everything free for everyone. I want you to talk about the mini video you posted the other weekend. What about the mini video? What happens if you're in a self-driving car going 70 miles per hour and curving technology? Phil, I mean, the same thing that happened with a plane. You know that most planes are like on autopilot, right? I mean, who's to say like, the plane just doesn't like cut off, right? I mean, it could happen. Like literally the engines could just cut off like in the middle of the flight. Like, I mean, it could happen, right? And with a train, who's to say like, you're on the train and all of a sudden it just something happens and it just happens out of nowhere, right? These things happen. These things happen. But one thing I won't say, one thing that we will not talk about, because I know you guys are against the driverless cars. We won't talk about that. But what we will talk about is how many people die in car accidents. How many people die every year because it was somebody doing something really stupid. It was someone drunk, right? It was someone, they just ran a red light and they killed 3 people walking in the crosswalk. Yeah, that's what you don't want to talk about, though. You guys don't want to talk about that. You'll talk about how driverless cars are so wrong, right? And we shouldn't do them. We shouldn't have them. They're so far away. They're not going to work. But what about all the humans that get killed by humans? Like I've been live streaming for an hour and 16 minutes. Do you know how many people in the past hour and 16 minutes, how many people who have died in car accidents since just me making this video? You know how many of those accidents were prevented? Probably 80% of those were prevented, like preventable accidents. Preventable. Like something that someone did like was completely preventable, right? But to people that, are against driverless cars, this is something that they would never even consider. They would never even consider like how many people get drunk on 4th of July weekend and they drive home. And how many people die on 4th of July weekend because someone was driving and they're drunk. But what we should do is we should keep talking about how driverless cars are going to fail, right? And how driverless cars are going to kill people. That's what we should talk about. And we should not talk about how many humans, how many people with brains. We should not talk about how many people with brains are going to kill people with cars. They're going to literally slaughter people with cars. And this is going to keep on happening. But yet, we don't have to use driverless cars. We can keep it the way that it's always been. We can keep it the way it's always been. You guys, speed limit says 50 on the freeway. Guess what? Drive as fast as you want because you're a human, right? Yeah, just do whatever you want. Yeah, yeah, do whatever you want. I know so many people who've died in car accidents, yo. So many people have died in car accidents, and the biggest factor to car accidents is speed. It's speed. It's speed. It's speed. They're going too fast. It's not U-turns. It's not running red lights. It's not left on red. No, you're going too fast. If you're going just a little bit slower, you wouldn't even have this accident, but you're going too fast. That's majority of speed. I mean, ask yourself, have you ever been in a car accident where you were at fault? Was it because of speed? You don't have to answer these things out loud. You can just answer these in your head because, some people don't want to admit, oh yeah, I did cause that accident. But yeah, I think it's we can just keep killing people with cars. We can keep doing this forever. We can just keep doing this forever. If that's the world you guys want to live in, I don't mind. I mean, we've been living in it already. It's not like I've got used to a world without human drivers. Like, no, there's not a world that exists without human drivers. but the risk in a driverless car seems more significant than a car operated by a human. I have no idea where you live or where you from, but that makes no sense. Okay, that makes no sense. A human has to look behind. A human has to look forward, but a human has to use the same two eyes to look in the rearview mirror. The human has to take those same two eyes at the same time and look over here in this mirror to the right, and then look over here in this mirror to the left. How many seconds does it take to four corner a whole car? And check this out. As a human, you can't even completely four corner a car because the mirrors, there's blind spots in the mirrors. So right off the bat, cameras can do way more than what the human can do. Way more just right off the bat, okay? Once again, the largest contribute to accidents is speed. And that is what a driverless car is going to do the best. When the speed limit says 25, it's not going to go above 25, right? Okay, it's not. I feel like right now this is like arguing like Republicans and Democrats. Like I almost like not want to talk about driverless cars anymore because it's literally like it's like pulling teeth. It's like, do you believe the coronavirus exists or do you not believe it exists? You know, Tesla needs a small city to test. Tesla needs a small city to test how a city with all driverless cars will do. It looks like Israel is going to be their first country that's going to like widely adopt it. And what I think is going to happen is people are just going to get used to them. I think people are going to get used to them. And you're also going to see countries that adopt this technology, right? You're going to see countries adopt this technology, and you're going to see their economy and what they're doing is going to be very, very different versus other countries that don't adopt this technology and don't have this technology a part of their economy. Because once again, when you have driverless cars, people don't need to own cars anymore because you can just get a ride. If you don't need to own cars anymore, like think about a country, right? A country like Israel, right? It's a small country. Think about how many cars they import, right? Because they don't build any cars. It's a very small country. But let's say they import $1 billion worth of cars every year. Well, in 10 years from now, if the country has all autonomous cars and no one needs to buy cars anymore, that's like $1 billion that country's saving. I'm just using a random number for an example. $1 billion is not that lot, not that much money, but Israel is a very small country. But they're using the yeah, they're like what the largest. What Tesla market share is like 80% or something like that. Didn't Uber kill someone with a car? Yeah, okay, so Uber did kill someone with a car, but once again, what about all the other car accidents? I mean, you're literally talking about, you know, this person that Uber killed, the lady and you're talking about the lady in Arizona, and then you're also talking about the two men in Texas. You're talking about three people. Three people just died, right? And you're like, oh, we shouldn't do it because three people died. Do you know how many people have died since I've been doing this live stream though? That is more importantly, because anytime someone gets killed in an electric car, it makes like headlines. When people get killed in an ICE car, no one cares about it. Like it don't even make the news. You know why? Because like everybody has an ICE car. Like it's not a new thing. It doesn't have a lot of scrutiny on it. Like these electric cars are so much, people are just tearing them apart, right? They're just literally tearing them apart. They're trying to look for every little thing to say like, oh, it's not going to work. 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 What if it does work? What if it does work? What if it does work and you had this opportunity all alone to invest in this company and you didn't? And what if it does work, right? What if it works? What if it works and it puts you out of a job? What if it works and it puts you out of a job? And in 5 years from now, you are literally sitting back thinking of this very moment that I literally was preaching to you on live stream, talking about, oh, yeah, it's going to work. It's going to work. Like, it's the future. Like, we can't keep driving forever. I don't know. I think you might remember this. I think you might remember this someday. I think you might remember this someday, y'all. You guys think it's all hype? Ooh, what if it's not all hype? Rich Lux. Thanks for the super chat. Tyler, I actually thought you worked for Tesla, yo. Jermaine, did you get the cash app? You just cash app me? Yes, Steve, thanks for the cash app. Not the super chat, but the cash app. Thanks for the cash app. I gotta say cash app, not the super chat. Dodge to the moon. Electric cars are inevitable. And another thing about electric cars, 10-cent corn from this corn was not 10 cent. Because if it's 10 cent at Safeway, I'm gonna go to Safeway. This was 50 cents at 50 cents each at Trader Joe's. You are so visually and knowledgeable about this stuff, but you didn't want to work in the industry to help it become reality. I like freedom. I don't want to work. Like, I don't want to work for a company. I know it's kind of bad, but like, I don't want to work for a company. Like, I just want to be, honestly, I want to be a live streamer. That's what I want to do. Like, I'm doing exactly what I want to do right now in life. Like, I'm doing exactly what I want to. Like, I don't want to really do anything more, and I don't want to do anything less. For the most part, I really wish that I kind of wish I could travel like right now. Like, I kind of wish I could travel a little bit, because that would, like, I don't know, that would kind of fill my, I don't know, that would kind of fill my checklist. Yeah, but the whole S curve of adoption is, I think, is something that electric cars are going through right now. We're at the bottom of the S curve. At the bottom of the S curve, and pretty soon it's gonna go up like this. I don't have a problem with Teslas. I actually love them, but I still stand by my point. We are far off from it. I agree. I agree, because just because there are driverless cars, that doesn't mean there's going to be driverless cars everywhere. That doesn't mean it's going to be driverless cars everywhere. Like, bottom line, and I also don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen overnight. So you got to think about technology, right? You got to think about technology. You got to think about how one particular place, okay, LA. I don't even know if y'all know this, but like LA, like years ago, they built a train system, an underground train system in LA. Most people don't know this, right? But when they built it, it's like after they built it, LA had a train system. I mean, it wasn't a great train system, but they got one, right? And it's kind of like I don't know. Oh no, what I was gonna say. This is real big, especially the people that are doubting gas cars. The thing about gas cars that a lot of people know about is gas cars haven't really went through a lot of innovation. They really haven't went through a lot of innovation. You know, for the past like what 100 years, it's been like the same combustional engine, right? It's been, you put gasoline in it. Even the gasoline hasn't changed, right? They made like, 93 and 91, but basically like it still smelled like gas. Like it's the same thing, basically. So with electric cars, like there's so much to you can innovate on an electric car. Make the batteries better, make the batteries better, make the batteries better. You can make the engine better, you can make it more efficient. Like you can actually like make the car like way better. With a gas car, you can do that, but it almost needs to be sort of like reinvented, it almost needs to be like so reinvented from like the ground up. You know what I'm saying? I'm missing y'all. Why can't you travel? I don't really want to travel that much. Self drive. Your voice is so smooth. I'm actually wondering, like, it was random, but like, I wonder how many people that this happens to, where like you see me out in public and you see me all the time, right? And then you find me on YouTube, right? You're like randomly on YouTube and you're like, that's that guy I always see like in the city, and then like they like start following me. And then like I wonder how often this happens because someone told me this recently. They're like, yo, bro, like I always see you in the city. And just the other day, like I was on YouTube and you're live streaming. And I like watch your live stream. And I really never talked to you. So I didn't know what you were like because I never really talked to you. I just know that like you're a dude with a skateboard and like you ride a bike randomly, but like you're a really cool person, dude. That was some like random guy like stopped me on the street and told me, and I was just wondering, like, bro, that's a trip. That's a trip because I wonder, like, I don't know. It's one thing that like if you already know me, if you already know me on YouTube and then you see me, because then you're like, yo, what's up? What's up? But then it's another thing when like you know me and then you find out I'm a YouTuber. Or if it's the type of person or if it's the type of place that I go to all the time because like every night, like there's certain places I go to like every day, right? Every day. And I see the same people like all the time. And every now and then when I make a video and it gets like a lot of views, like I know like, okay, what new person that already knows me is going to say that they like just found me on YouTube. Like it's kind of weird because it's like they could get to know me without me even getting to know them at all. Like I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but like I don't know. I was just thinking about that. It's a trip. How do you feel about SF sketch? SF is getting sketch. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I'm trying to stay at home more. I'm trying to stay at home more, hell. I'm trying not to go out. Trying not to go out in the streets as much. Why you guys think I want to start doing live streams like 40 hours a week and stuff? So I don't have to go out and deal with the city. If you get the one wheel, I've had the boosted stuff. I got the one wheel. It's so much fun. Yeah, I thought about getting the one wheel. No herb tonight. Not yet. I like the way Jermaine says Google when he's really into his story. Well, do I just say it like in a funny way? Let's say with like a New York accent. Google, Google, Google. I bet your hair tastes like the best flaming hot Cheetos. Yummy. It's funny, my hair does not taste like flaming hot Cheetos. I don't know what my hair would taste like. You want to eat it? So insane. Rich Lux. Hey, you got a YouTube channel, right? I see you on YouTube, bro. Let me see it. I'm gonna like look you up really fast. Yes, I always see you in my news feeds, yo. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. You said homeless people will steal the driverless cars? No, I don't think they steal them. No, I don't think they steal them. Yeah, it feels early, yo. It feels early. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just at home, like just having a little live stream. Um, the Dash. Dash, you think Dash is overvalued? I don't know if Dash is overvalued, yo. Mm. Do you have any tips on finding an apartment in the Bay? Been living here my whole life. Finding an apartment in the Bay, I would say you got some options. You got the BMR program. If you know you want to be here for some time, and if you know you got like if you got like, if you got certain jobs, right? Those are really, really good to apply for. And especially if you know you're gonna be here for X amount of time. And there's also you can take the Craigslist Facebook route. I'm vegan. Well, I'm plant-based. You can take the Craigslist and the Facebook route, which where you just like look for random people to live with, or you look for a random place. Or you could do the most expensive route. The most expensive route would probably be, you know, just going to a non-rent controlled condo and renting that joint. Will you ever buy a condo in the city? Mm, I don't know. That's a tough question to answer, yo. I don't know if I would. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough question. I was thinking about that earlier today. It's a really tough question. Would I buy a place in the city? Homeless guy stole lumber off the side of someone's house. Off the house. Holy shit. Like they just went and took the wood off the house. Holy cow. It's crazy. I want to vacation in SF alone, but having second thoughts due to I'm worried about being a victim of violent crime. Any advice, bro? Um, come with people. Go strapped. That'd be good advice. Is Zillow good? Zillow is good. Zillow is good. Yeah, Zillow is good. There's a guy in a van stealing people's plants and flowers off their porch in my city. Mm, that sounds like something that would happen out here too. That sounds like something an Uber driver would be doing, stealing plants off somebody's porch. I never lived in Texas. Sorry. I can see homeless guys loving the leg room in a Tesla and the deep sound surround. You know, I met a subscriber today, and this subscriber told me something that was kind of deep. He told me that, like, he's like, bro, you know, I've been following you and everything. I'm not gonna say exactly what he said, but I'm gonna kind of sum it up. Homeboy said, you know, I've been following you for a while, and you know, I like your skateboard videos and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, yeah, cool. When he was like, you know, I've been in the city for like, you know, years. Like I said, the exact number, right? He said, I've been in the city for years. And he said, one thing I learned about the city is when you come here, it's really easy to be like whoever you want to be. And it's really easy to get involved in pretty much whatever you want to get involved in, right? I mean, and this is facts. Like you can look at this on multiple levels. You can look at this as someone who grew up in a conservative town, right? They come to San Francisco and, like, you know, it's homeless people, you know, it's people partying all out, you know, in the clubs all the time. It's people doing drugs all the time. You know, it's, you know, people doing this lifestyle, that lifestyle, this, you know, it's a lot to choose from, right? So you come from a little small town, you got so many options, right? I mean, you can be whatever. You just go do it, you know? And homeboy was saying that, like, you know, yeah, the city will, like, you can, you know, you can just be whoever you want, you can roam around, but the bad part about that is you can find yourself like astray, right? And he was like, yeah, you know, I started doing like XX drugs. Like he said what drug he, you know, started doing. And I was like, oh wow. He was like, yeah, it's been some time, you know, but like, yeah, he was like, man, this city is like, it's just so, it's so easy, yo. It's so easy. Like, it's so easy. It's so hard though. You know, I get what he was saying. Like, it's so easy to get in trouble. It's so easy to get astray. It's so easy to get led down the wrong path. But then at the same time, it's like, it's hard because it's hard to make it, you know? It's easy to do the wrong thing. It's hard to do the right thing. It's hard to, like, for real make it. And you know, he is real facts to it. And I also said to him, I said that you know, you know, I forgot what I said to him. I forgot what I said. I said something like, I want to say I've heard someone say something like that. It wasn't on the same exact lines as what he said, but I heard some landlords say that they purposely keep the rents high in the city. Now, come on, anybody can say this, but like someone said they purposely keep the rents high in the city so that people won't come here and, like, fuck their lives up, basically. You have to pick and choose your friends wisely, and yeah, you definitely have to pick and choose your. You definitely got to pick and choose your friends wisely, yo. Like, no joke about that. You got to really watch who you hang out with. You say SF have a lot of what, occult churches. I really haven't heard of them. I really haven't heard of them. But another thing about San Francisco that I think is just a little fishy is look how much people like it here. Okay. Look how much people like it here. Now, I can answer this question probably a little bit different than a lot of people. But one thing I noticed that Americans, especially Americans, people from other parts of the US, when they come here, they like it more than anyone else. Bottom line, they seem like they like it way more than any of the international tourists. And the reason why I think that is because it's because that most people in the US don't grow up and they don't see places like this. They don't see places where you can like walk and like you can go to the bar and you can go to the store. Most people in the US, they grow up in places where you have to have a car and you drive everywhere. And it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna go walking down the street to the bodega. I'm just gonna go walking and get coffee. I'm just gonna go jump on my skateboard and go down to Target and get some corn and skateboard back to the house. So like when people come out here, it's very easy to fall in love with it, especially when you like, you live in Texas, you live in Tennessee, and like you drive everywhere, and like you sit down and like you don't walk because you're always in the car and you're always driving. And so it's very, very easy to like be like, damn, bro, like SF is so overrated compared to most European cities. But Nicholas, that is why I'm saying it's so overrated. The same thing with New York. Like same thing in New York. That's one thing I noticed. Like whenever I go to New York, it's like, bro, the thing you want to do the most is stay away from the tourist areas because whenever you meet tourists, it's like, you're weird, yo. Because they're just so happy to be they're just so happy because it's a different place, it's different. Not every tourist, but like some tourists, But then once again, look at the US. It's not a country like that. It's a car country. It's a car culture country. Most European cities, most European places, like they're still like car culture, but not so much their cities, you know. European cities are lit. Even going to Europe, bro. Like even going to Europe. Bro, it's so much fun. Why y'all think I like to go to Europe so much? Why do you think I went to Europe so much? People would always say, like, you don't go to Africa. Like, I like Africa. It's cool. But Europe is like, it's small. It's easy to get around. It's easy to get around. Okay, bottom line, like, Africa is cool. Like, I love hanging out with my people. But yo, it is not easy getting around Africa. There is no excuse that you can make. There is no excuse you can make. It's just not as easy to get around Africa. It is so much bigger. It's so much bigger. Like taking a bus from Namibia to South Africa is like you'd be on the bus for like what 20 hours or something. You'd be on a bus forever, yo. In Europe, you were on a bus for 20 hours. You went through like 33 different countries, you know. Try going to Greece. Greece is Greece is a whole another get down. That's how I get around the Bay Area, skateboarding and walking. I know, but most places in the US, like that's not to get down. Like that is for real, like not to get down. It's like car culture. Car culture, like you drive. Like you drive. And then I don't know, is that really bad? I mean, let's just think about that. Is it really bad? I mean, it's really good for the economy. Like that's a lot of money staying in America. Think about it. If people are always driving, they're constantly buying gas, right? There's money staying in the country. Well, yeah, not exactly. But like if it's an American car, think about it. They're constantly like fixing their car, parts. All those parts are probably made in China. Like, is that bad for the economy, right? Tires. I mean, do they still make tires in America? Are tires made in I'm just thinking about car parts because if you drive a car, you spend your money on car parts. You don't see them, but that's where your money goes. Because you got you have to maintenance and all that. But when you live in the city and you ride a bus, and if you take Uber, well, you don't really spend money on a car. You don't spend money on maintenance. You just spend money on the fare. But the fare is like a fixed cost. People here take pride in paying for gas every 4 days. That's just that's the different part. And honestly, I really think that's how they want it to be. I really think that's how they want it to be. I don't think that they want any more cities in America. Maybe they want more cities in America today. But when they were building this country, they did not want any more San Franciscos and New Yorks. They said, no, look at how they built Vegas. Vegas is like the latest city they built in the US. And look how they built Vegas. They built it as a sprawl, yo. They built it as a freaking sprawl to keep people buying cars, yo. Oh yeah, I'm 34. You guys thought I was younger? People always think I'm like 22 or 23. Well, that's because in the city, I always dress really young. And if you don't really hear me talk, you may just think I'm just a young kid, I mean, I'm walking around with a skateboard, like how old can I be? And then I do have hair now. Well, pretty soon I'm gonna shave. And then I won't have any hair. Please make a skate video of alleys of Chinatown. Okay, I can do that. I'll do that. I'll maybe in a couple days. I won't do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna do deliveries. Yeah, I haven't did Uber Eats in a minute, so I'm gonna do Uber Eats tomorrow. I just got the other bike fixed. I'm so excited. I almost got both bikes fixed. Okay. So the Rat Power just got this bike fixed. It had a flat tire on it. I had everything to replace it, but I was a little skeptical about replacing the tire because I was thinking, do I want to order these inserts that go into the tire, right? Where like if you have a flat, you can still ride. And then I was thinking, like, am I gonna order them or not? So I was like, look, whatever. I'm just gonna fix the tire with the stuff I have now. So I just put a new tire on there. I said, this bike's good to go. Got the aerial rider here behind me. I need to do a brake job on that bike. I can still ride it, but I really need to do a brake job. And I got the Hemingway. I got it back here behind this sheet because I was filming something else in this video, and I put some of the bikes behind here, and then I put some bikes, put these two bikes over there, and then I'll move the bed, and I'll film in this area because I don't want all the bikes in the background and stuff for everything. Like right now it's kind of cool because the bikes are not really in the background, the bikes are I've been experimenting with these lights. I got 2 lights now. Remember I was just telling you I got the lights? I got 2 lights. I want to change the color really fast. How much have you done much with the scooter yet? Okay, the thing with the scooter is I'm gonna have to email them back because I'm having a problem with it. I'm still getting the same error message. And I haven't made anything with the scooter because once again, I've ran into a couple problems, so I don't want to be making a video hey guys, the scooter. So I kind of want to talk to them really fast. I'm probably gonna message them after I get off this live stream. But yeah, I want to play with the lights. I'm still trying to figure out what works with me, what works good with my light setup because I already know I like this setup way more than my last setup. Like way more. Like the lights are like one light is here and the other light is here, right? But I can like adjust them and control them, and like I'll control them. Like, so this one right here, let's make this one green, and let's turn it all the way up. So we're gonna make this one green, and let's make this one red on over here. Let's go over here. So it's a whole different setup. I bet it looks really different outside the window. Try red and blue. Red and blue, okay. Let's do red for this one. And let's do blue for this one. So sorry for hitting the mic. Oh, that's it right there. That's it, y'all. That's it, yo. I like that. The red and blue is what's up, yo. Dang, the red and blue is it, dude. Who said that? Who said today? That's what's up. Red and blue or red and purple. Let's try red and purple then. So this is more blue and pink. Let's make the pink one more red. Okay, so let's make this one. You say purple? Staring at these lights, my eyes like all messed up. Gosh. Hey, saw you a few days ago at Folsom Target. Oh, you saw me at Folsom Target. Huh. That's dope. I like that setup. The reason why I like that setup is like you can't even tell that's a green screen. That doesn't even look like a green screen, right? That doesn't. So like yeah, see, it looks like a green screen now, right? You can see the green screen. So like let's go back. I like the red and the blue, or the red and the blue is so dope, yo. I wonder why I didn't figure that out already. I also have, but the thing is, like the blue, I got the brightness up so much. Like I could totally cut the brightness down on the blue. Yeah, I've cut the brightness down quite a bit on the blue, and it's a little bit more. That is way easier on the eyes. Well, I don't just look at the lights. We're looking at the lights because I'm changing them, but try to ask you a question for the last 10 minutes. What was your question for the last 10 minutes? I'm sorry. Love the lighting. Yes, I will make a video showing my setup pretty soon. I know a lot of people want to see a video showing my setup. I actually want to do that pretty soon. It's kind of weird to like make a video and show my setup when like I don't know. But yeah, I think I want to do it. My city finally got lime scooters permanently. Oh, that's dope. Blue is the warmest color. Donate crypto. What's that? Some people donate crypto instead of the super chat, and instead of donating super chat, and instead of super chat or the Cash App, people donate crypto. So someone can send like Bitcoin. Do you think Target is going to extend the hours back to normal anytime soon? I don't know. That's a good question. But them cutting hours is actually hurting them too, because those are hours that they can't make money with. But if they're really smart, they push that online sales. This microphone I'm using is the Yeti Blue Podcaster. Maybe maybe this one is like, I think it's like $200. The reason I got it is because it had this arm thing. You can move it around, you know. The thing I don't like about this mic is I don't like the fact that it's got this big thing all around it. It's so big. There's this other mic. This is a popular YouTube mic because it's like $200, but there's another one that's like in the $400 mark, and it doesn't have all of this. This is a shock mount, so like if I shake, like if it shakes, like it doesn't like mess up the audio. But the thing is, it's really big. But ideally, I think you would want to use a mic like this. You'd want to use it like that. And I don't want to use a mic like this in my live stream. I mean, I could, but I don't want to use it like this. I want to use it more like, you know. I don't know, something like that. Well, that's actually not as big in the front. I also don't like when I also don't like it when this is showing, and then I have to talk to the front of the mic, so this is like always showing. So like I sort of turn the mic like all sorts of ways so it's not showing. Yeah, something like that. I have a friend that wants to move to SF, but he says he isn't sure what he wants to do with his life yet. Do you have any advice for him? He wants to drop his high-paying job and already has a house. I mean, is your friend like midlife crisis or something like that? Taxpayers will pay. Are there any Walmarts in SF? No, thank God there's no Walmarts in SF. Jermaine ride a electric unicycle. They are more fun than e-boys. You think so? Like I think the thing with the unicycles I noticed is like a lot of older guys in the group ride the unicycles. I notice a lot of older guys ride them. A lot of older guys. And then the kids that not the kids, but like the ones that you would see on skateboards, they would definitely be more on the younger side. When I say younger side, I mean under the age of 40. And like going to the group rides, like over the age of 40, like basically all those people are on unicycles. Or you just got your second one. Well, I'm not saying that for old people, because they're definitely not. It requires a lot of balance, bro. Requires a lot of balance to be standing on one wheel going 30 miles an hour around the city and dodging potholes and all that. When are you gonna come out with a scooter video? So I'm trying to come out with a scooter video. I gotta email them because I'm getting error messages on the scooter. Well, thank God for no Walmart and that stuff. Well, the reason why I say that is because Walmart lowered Walmart they hurt a lot of small businesses in San Francisco. A majority of San Francisco is small businesses. So if if Walmart came into town, like they would drive out more small businesses because now people would just go to Walmart to get cheap stuff instead of, go to other small businesses. And then I don't think Walmart would ever move here because you have to pay the workers so much. Yeah, you have to pay. Will they make self-drive car for bus? I think they will, but like I don't. The thing about a self-driving car for bus is maybe they could make like a self-driving bus, but I think that's going to be way more along. That's going to be way more down the line. Like for real, that's going to be way more down the line because a self-driving bus, like that's going to be way more people on the bus, right? And then if you think about it in the future, people are not just going to the bus stop and people are not just coming from the bus stop. People have to get to the bus stop. And then once they get off the bus, they have to like go from the bus stop to where they're going. So the bus works if you're moving a lot of people from the financial district to the marina. Okay. That works a lot, especially if if everybody in the marina lives 1 block away from the bus stop. And then once they get to the financial district, they all work 1 block away. Well, the bus is way more effective, like way more efficient, right? To move that many people, like taking a bus, okay? But in all reality, that's not really how it works. In all reality, you have people in the marina neighborhood. They live 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks away, and they go all the way to this bus stop because they know that if they go to this bus stop, they can get a seat on the bus. Okay. And then once the bus gets all the way downtown, they got to walk another 6, 7, 8 blocks to get to where they're going. Now, that person, ideally, in a whole world with driverless cars, ideally, that person wouldn't take the bus. That person would just take a driverless car because you have to walk the 6 blocks to the bus stop, right? And then you have to take the whole bus route to get downtown, and then you have to walk another 6 blocks. It would be way more efficient to just get in a driverless car from your house in the marina and get dropped off at the office. Jermaine, would you fight Mike Tyson for 20K right now? I'm cool. I don't want to fight nobody for no 20K. Oh, you go walking after dark? I try not to go out after dark. I try not to go out after dark. I mean, I'll go to the roof, but like, go outside to do stuff. Like, especially this hour, like, I wouldn't go out. Now, if I was out doing deliveries at 6 and I was still out, like that's a whole nother thing, right? But like this hour, like going out to do something, no, I'm cool. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. If I need to get something, if I need to get some food or something, I would probably just do some Uber Eats or something. But I ain't trying to leave. I ain't trying to go nowhere tonight. I'm trying to wake up here tomorrow. I ain't trying to go nowhere. If you were gonna move to SF again, which neighborhoods would you move to? I think that would make a good video idea. If I like moved away and then moved back, if I had to pick other neighborhoods excluding downtown, because of course I'd probably just pick another neighborhood in downtown. But if I had to pick a different neighborhood in the city, I would probably pick. I'd probably pick somewhere like honestly, I'd probably pick somewhere like Pack Heights, yo. Like for real. Like I'd pick somewhere like Pack Heights, like no joke. Like if I could just pick anywhere in the city, I'd probably pick there. There's a lot of reasons why I would pick there. It's really quiet. I would say the biggest reason why I would pick Pack Heights is because it reminds me of Santa Barbara, yo. That's why I would pick it. It reminds me of Santa Barbara. Like, and the reason why I say Pack Heights is like on the weekends, like I spend a lot of time with my boo and we be all over the city. And we spend a lot of time in Pack Heights and we spend a lot of time in the marina. And my boo like works at this house like in Pack Heights, and I go there and we walk around, go around the block and stuff like that. Go to this little coffee shop, this little place here, and I noticed that man, it just really reminds me of Santa Barbara, and
before I moved to San Francisco, I lived in Santa Barbara for 5 years, and Santa Barbara was really quiet, really clean, really, I mean, just very chill. Um, Santa Barbara was not the most happening place. It was kind of on the boring side, kind of like Pack Heights, you know. But yeah, I would say like Pack Heights, yo. You say neighbor of Nancy Pelosi, yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's really nice. It's really chill. You don't see broken car windows on the street. You don't see dog shit on the street. I mean, you don't see homeless people. I mean, you don't even see the police driving by. I mean, you don't even see traffic for the most part. Um, yeah, it's really quiet. I mean, it is a part of the city, but it's a very low key part of the city. Yeah, that's exactly what I would pick if I had to. If I had to pick another part of the city, and then if price wasn't a thing, because Pack Ice is much more expensive than downtown, yo. Yeah, it is way more. I'm ta- I'm talking about, you can easily, drop $5,000 for a 1 bedroom apartment there, but you're paying for location and and it's really quiet, like I said. But don't get me wrong, you could definitely find some deals. It depends on what streets you're on. If you're on Sacramento Street, we call that the poor street. But if you live on Sacramento Street in Pack Heights, you is Sacramento exactly Pack Heights, or is that a little bit? That's a little bit south. Yeah, I guess Sacramento is a little bit south. You got to be like Clay. Best Chinese food in San Francisco. Best Chinese food. Mm, best Chinese food. I don't. I eat. I eat Thai food all the time. I hardly ever eat Chinese food. I'm gonna keep it real. I hardly ever eat Chinese food in the city. I eat Chinese food when I go to the Bayview. Yeah, they got a decent Chinese spot over there. My boo goes to all the time. Hello from Kentucky. Lived in Oakland from 1987, 1991. I was in the Army stationed at the old Oakland Army base. What is West Patrol? Patrol. I always get this neighborhood mixed up. Patrol. I always say it wrong, like Patrol. Forget it. It's that neighborhood at the top, like by the friggin' Twin Peaks. The neighborhood's pretty dope too. Yeah, I mean it's pretty new, sophisticated. That neighborhood actually they have detached houses in that neighborhood, and um, it's kind of a thing in the city. Like, yeah, it's kind of a thing in the city. So like, there's levels to living in the city. Okay, let me explain. Most people don't even have this conversation, right? Especially in this neighborhood. Most people do not have this conversation, but let's have this conversation. So there's levels to living in the city. Okay. First off, you live in a box, okay? A box is you live in an apartment, okay? You live in a condo, okay? Maybe you rent, maybe you own it, but you live in a box. You have someone above you, you have someone below you. Maybe you got someone on the sides of you, but basically you're surrounded by people, okay? So you live in a box. There's fancy boxes, there's shitty boxes. There's $1 million boxes, there's SRO boxes, okay? And then if you're doing good, you get a house in the city, right? You get a house. So when you got a house, you got a house. Okay. Usually when you have a house, you don't have anyone above you, you don't have anyone below you. You got neighbors, right? But you ain't got nobody above you. You got your own house. Okay. That's not where it stops for San Francisco. No, that's not where it stops. You can live in a box and you can have a house, or if you're really doing good, if you are really doing good in the city, you really got your P's and Q's together, guess what? You don't live in a box and you don't live in a house. You live in a detached house. Yeah. You balling, yo. I don't know nobody with a detached house around here. I know a lot of people with fancy ass houses, but I do not know one person with a detached house in the city. Because like I say, if you got a detached house in the city, you a baller, yo. Like for real. Like if your house ain't touching another house, right? Okay, no more. Oh, so there's levels to it, right? So you can actually have a house that's like touching another house, right? And that's like you can still have a house. And then you can also have a house that's like so close to the next house that's like it's a detached house, but like it's so damn close that like you don't even consider it a detached house. An actual detached house is when you have a front yard or backyard and like you can for real like walk around the perimeter of your house. Like you don't have to be like, a construction worker like squeezing through a freaking house. Like you actually have like a normal house, like how most normal people live in like most parts of the US, like how you can walk around your house and your property. We do have houses like that in the city. Not that many of them. Not that many of them. Like even in Peck Heights, like there's not that many detached houses. Like it is a thing. Like if you got a detached house, you doing something. You doing something. That's why you will hear people say, "Oh, I can't afford a house in San Francisco," and it's like, bro, you got millions of dollars. What are you talking about? You can't afford a house in San Francisco. Oh, I get what you mean. You can't afford a for real house, like an actual house, like a detached house. Oh, I get it. Cause look at the prices for a detached house in the city. You won't find one for $1 million. Put it like that. By 5 million and up, yo. For real, yo. Twin Peaks, not Patrol Hill. So Twin Peaks got a lot of detached houses. Patrol Hill they got a few, but they ain't got them like these other neighborhoods do. Twin Peaks is like basically the whole neighborhood is like detached houses, like proper detached house. I'm not talking about your house detached because it's like a hill is there. I'm talking about like it's straight up like that's how it was zoned to be. My grandfather has 2 attached houses. I mean, ain't nothing wrong. Look, ain't nothing wrong with a house that touch each other either. Like, I mean, come on, ain't nothing wrong with that either, y'all. I would love a house, but an apartment is more practical. Oh, an apartment is way more practical. These houses are cool because you can't hear your neighbors through the walls. Yes, you cannot hear your neighbors through the wall. You can turn your music up. What's the weirdest noise you've heard living in an apartment? When I first moved here a couple years ago, and I was at home, and I had some friends visiting from Santa Barbara, and it was some fighter jets like flying by because they were getting ready for Fleet Week, and it scared the living hell out of me, and it scared me and the people that I was living with, like they were just as afraid. Like they were just like what's going on? Like, and I'm just like, shit, I don't know. Like, look, I just moved here too. So I don't know what they're about to do. Are are the people in SF concerned about earthquakes? You know, St. Francis Wood, all detached. Yes, St. Francis Wood. That's that neighbor. That's that really fancy neighborhood, y'all. You never even hear me talk about St. Francis Wood. That's how fancy it is. Like for real, you ain't never hear me talk about St. Francis Wood. Yo, you ain't never ever seen me vlog in St. Francis Wood because I mean, what reason would I have to go there? Like if I don't know anybody there, like what Uber Eats deliveries don't go over there, yo. Like if you got a house over there, you probably ain't ordering your shit on Uber Eats. Yeah, they have personal assistants. Oh, believe me, I know they have personal assistants because certain houses you go to, like you'll know for sure the person that's living there, because they'll have the apron on and all that. And then the name will be like, is not the customer's name. It's like their name, because it's like I can look at the person and be like, oh yeah, it looks like it's your name. But like, obviously you didn't order like all of this food. You just ordered it for the person that, that's how it works. Of course, they're not going to put their name on it. People will still drive then. How will the sports team travel with self-driving cars? What do you mean, how will the sports teams travel with self-driving cars? The cars will just be driving the sports team. Like, that's how they're going to do it. What's the best thing about San Francisco? You can live here without owning a car. I think that's the best thing about San Francisco. Best thing about San Francisco is being able to walk everywhere, just like Jermaine said. That is exactly what I said, Well, yeah, not owning a car because everything's so close, because you can walk places. No to the earthquake question. I don't think that most people just really think about it too often. It's not something I hear people talk about, much. My boo told me last week, oh, I felt the earthquake. Did you feel it? And I was like, no, I did not feel it. And I was in front of the computer the whole time. And I probably would have noticed it, I probably would have noticed like something shaking in here, like a light or something moving, or like I would have noticed something, but I didn't notice anything. I don't think it's that big of a concern for a lot of people. I think when it happens, that's when it happens, and that's when we're going to be freaking out. But until then, it's kind of like, are we going to freak out before the earthquake, before it hits? What if it don't hit? What if it hits in 10 years from now? Are we going to be freaking out, shitting bricks for 10 years? Or like, are we going to shit bricks when the earthquake happens? I don't know. I think we freak out when it happens. Right, so many e-bikes. Companies send them to me to make like videos and stuff. So that's why I have so many e-bikes. Is it hard to live in Pacific Heights without a car? It is not. It's not a good place to live in without a car. No, it's actually not a good place to live in without a car. Retrofitting is important in SF. It is important in SF. It is important in SF, but honestly, I would trust newer buildings more than older buildings. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. Like, that's kind of how I am about it. I wouldn't trust the Millennium Tower, Definitely wouldn't trust that one. I would, the X still beam buildings are, the way to go. But that's what the old buildings are doing that. If you go on YouTube and type in like San Francisco earthquakes, you can there's a lot of information about like retrofitting and stuff, and what people are doing, especially people that live in like certain buildings where they're at a bigger risk. They just do these X beams underneath the building, and they just put a lot of they add a lot of clamps and stuff like that. You ain't in trouble till you're in trouble. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, this is something I was thinking about, like, because this is something that I do wonder about. I was just thinking about life and how life is so, how it's great here, how it works here, and that's usually when life changes. When life is good, when life is great, that's when you have challenges, right? So I was thinking about like how, oh yeah, like I live here and it's cool, and like, I have electric bikes and I don't have to worry about paying for gas, and I don't have to worry about driving a car, and I don't have to worry about the traffic, and like, yeah, this is great. Like, this is amazing, right? And then I thought about something. I thought about how just my world could just be turned upside down. Just an earthquake. I was thinking about an earthquake, and I was thinking about how like an earthquake could happen and an earthquake could destroy buildings and it could destroy things, and who knows, maybe it could even displace me. Maybe I go out riding my bike, right, and I'm at the park, earthquake happens, I'm at the park and I'm like, good, I'm safe, right, everything's cool. And then I come home and like my place is destroyed. Okay, what would I do? What would I do in that situation? Like what would I do? Like, okay, so I can't come back here. So I guess the first thing I would do, maybe I'd call up the insurance company, right? Like, hey, my place is destroyed. Like, can I pay you a deductible? Right? I mean, where do you go meantime? I mean, literally, where would I sleep like that night? Like, where would I go? And it wouldn't just be me. Like, this would be a lot of people would be in the same situation. It wouldn't just be me. It would be a lot of people, right? I don't have a car. It's not like I can just get in my Tesla and drive away. Like, no. So, like, I'm not gonna have the option to leave. So, like, this is something I was thinking about. Like, what would I do? Like, I mean, maybe I could just. I mean, if that happened and the place was destroyed, maybe I could just, figure out what's up, with Boo. Be like, yo, you got a car? Like, is it working? Like, can you drive? Like, did you have it in a parking garage? Can you get it? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, what can you do? Like, what do you do in a situation like that? It's just something I was thinking about. It's something I was just thinking about. Like, most San Francisco buildings are pretty much earthquake safe. Yeah, I would hope so. I would think so. I would hope so. But, most buildings may be earthquake safe, but that doesn't stop fires. It doesn't stop fires. It doesn't stop fires. And, building may stand, but that doesn't mean that it won't be gas lines that break. It doesn't mean it won't be random fires all around the city. It also doesn't mean that what if it's windy, right? And there's a fire happening across the street and it's windy and the wind blows the fire into the next building and then to the next building and then the next building and the next building. It could get really bad. Like, it could get really bad. You need to stash your e-bikes all over town. I so need to. But like now, I do everything from home. So like before, I would go to WeWork, so I would leave like a bike at WeWork and all that. But like now, I do everything at home, so I never go home. I'm getting tired, guys. I'm getting tired. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna get ready to end the stream. Thanks a lot for watching. I gotta call my boo really fast. I'm tired. I don't know what vlog I'm gonna come out with tomorrow, but I'm gonna edit something. It'll probably come out like I don't know, tomorrow. But I'll edit something, and then the day after I'll do 10-hour, 8-hour, 9, 12-hour live stream or something like that. And then next week we're gonna live stream for 40 hours next week. So if you guys want to stay tuned, tomorrow morning at 6:15 California time, I will do a live stream on my other YouTube channel. This is a stock market YouTube channel, and this is I'm gonna just kind of experiment with this. So I'll be live streaming in the morning, right when the stock market opens for like 30 minutes. But if the stock market opens and we're like downtrending, I may keep the stream going for like a little bit. I will put a video out on this YouTube channel to remind y'all, and also just to get people to go to the stock market channel, because we're gonna be talking more about stocks and stuff like that, stocks and crypto on the crypto channel. Did you say 40-hour live stream? Yeah, so next week, I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm just going to say this really fast. So next week, the plan is to do a 40-hour live stream. And it's not going to be 40 hours all at one time. It's going to be 40 hours for the total week, meaning that, like, maybe 10 hours this day, maybe 5 hours this day, maybe but it all won't be on YouTube. Like it'll be a couple other apps. A couple other apps I'll talk about, and I will also be live streaming on the other YouTube channel next week. I plan to do it next week when the markets open and when the markets close. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I love the lights. I love the colors right now. I like them. I like the red, the blue. It's pretty cool. We red, we blue. That's dope. Can you keep awake? I'm gonna go to sleep because I gotta call my boo really fast. But anyway, I'm out, y'all. Thanks a lot for all the super chats. I want to say thank all of y'all. Thanks. But anyway, I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Love all of y'all. Bye.